Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bladecast TV. I'm Captain Lust, aka Frank Elliott, community manager at Tailworlds Entertainment, developers of the Mountain Blade series. I'm joined by someone a little lesser known in the scene. You may not have heard of him. He's of the Dark Shield clan. It's Raid. How you doing?
What's up, man? How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, very, you're very welcome. It was my decision to bring you onto the cast.
It was a good choice for sure.
It wasn't my decision actually, but I'm very pleased about it because you have all the expert EU knowledge. I'm surprised you didn't rag on me for calling your clan the Dark Shields. There, I got away with that one. It is of course the Black Shields, highly respected.
We'll talk about it later, dude. Don't worry.
But tonight we have a European match. It is the Warband Pro League though, which is a dual NA and EU tournament. The nature of Pro League, I believe, is that they are having separate leagues for EU and NA to start off with, and then at the end there's going to be some big final grand clash. I think there's been talk of making it an actual LAN. I don't know if they're going to follow through with that, but I think that's the kind of the idea behind the tournament. But the real headline is that there's a whole load of money, ain't that right?
Yeah, actually, I was talking to some NA guys the other day about it, and they were really into it, and they tried to pull us into it as well, especially for not just the money but the competition. Apparently, there's a lot of really good teams playing, so I'm just excited to be able to watch, especially AE again. I know they're pretty high level, so
Pretty high level.
they're all right.
Yeah, I know. Arguably the most high level, most prolific, successful clan ever to sort of play in the scene. Pretty high level though, according to Raid.
They're okay, dude. I mean, not bad.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, fair enough. Random Potatoes, aka Random Force. I don't know. They're sort of a mixture of pretty strong players. I see their roster up here. A lot of sort of players previously from, some of those French clans, Cordoba, a mixture of those sort of very strong players. Also from freelancers, I'm seeing Menethil in there. Looking like a very strong team, but I don't think they had a great tournament so far. I'm actually going to get up the leagues exactly, but I have a feeling they may have lost. No, they won both their games, but perhaps not quite as convincingly as Apis Europae. Their round difference is only 11. Apis Europae comfortably on 23. So only 2 games played so far in the EU side of this tournament.
So what about as far as like roster consistency? The AE they've been like pretty much the same core for a while now. Yeah. What about this other group? Are they a combination of different teams? Are they fairly new? Have they had time to form cohesion? I mean, you're gonna have to educate me.
I know that they've come together fairly recently because I certainly seen these players. They've been playing in different teams before. I think they've actually come together just for this tournament. The Random Potatoes, also known as Random Force. Apis Europae, though, they're not. I mean, the core of them has been playing together for a very long time, but they have had new players introduced to their team. I believe that OGL has joined them, although I don't see him on the roster. Perhaps he's not eligible just yet. But players like Corey, again, not too old for AE there, only sort of fairly recent additions. That said, they have been around for a long time. Also seeing Black Tide there playing for AE, seems this time around. So certainly more consistency on the Apis Europae side at least. You think that's a big factor? You think that could sort of be the kind of thing which swings games like this?
Well, I mean, definitely always. Like that's the first thing I look at when you're talking about these kind of things is the cohesion you have. That takes a while to build for sure. And then also we were talking about before the stream started, the Random Potatoes team. Somebody was telling me, I think it was Calamity. They have won a tournament in the past. I don't know if that's correct or not. You might want to correct me on that if I'm wrong, but so that they have played together. The question is it going to be enough? These AE guys have been playing together for a long time. I remember playing against them, so I think it's a pretty huge factor.
Random Force won a tournament? Did they perhaps win the WMT? Someone's gonna have to
yeah, correct that if I'm wrong.
educate me on that. But I didn't know they had won a tournament necessarily. That may be the case. Maybe chat can correct us right now. But not to worry too much. I know the maps we're playing tonight are going to be Field by the River and Valoran. Are they 2 maps that you like, you enjoy? You think we're going to see a good game on these?
Field by the River is absolutely one of my favorite maps, and I'm actually upset that it doesn't get played more often. I think it's super balanced, and it allows a lot of different playstyles to happen. Valoran is okay, but overall, the 2 maps, I think they're really exciting to watch. Field by the River is more exciting to play on for sure, but absolutely two really good maps.
You like those open maps? We know that. That's fair enough. I
Uh,
respect it.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say the word courser or light cav, but yeah,
Well, with the EU money, nice and low, 1,000 gold, certainly Corsa is a viable option.
you guys are about that saddle horse life, huh?
No, God, no. I saw a saddle horse. I've been playing a lot of Warband matchmaking games. I don't know if you've touched it yet, but it was just released in the last week or so.
I heard about it,
And
yeah.
oh, you should definitely get on it. It's been great fun, actually. Okay, I think this is not the right server, so we're having a few issues here just getting the right server for the time being. But never mind. I do want to have a quick mention of the sponsors for the Warband Pro League. Jest servers, a classic old school hoster of Mouse Wave Warband, been there right since the start. I've even hosted servers with Jest myself. I can confirm that Jest is not only a great provider but also a great person who will help you out if you have problems with your server. Mark Mods I've worked with in the past as well. Great sponsor of tournaments, really supportive of the competitive scene. Tail World Entertainment, obviously the best developer in the whole entire world, donating very generously a few servers for the competition as well. As our Calradian servers, not so familiar with them, but I'm sure they're wonderful too. Kingdom of Swadia, a fine ancient institution and clan in the Warband scene, providing some servers. Steel Series donating some mouse pads. Thanks, Steel Series, you hardcore super gaming company. Logitech also chipping in with some gaming mice for the winners there. So excellent stuff. I'm not sure actually if they're going to be given to winners. They may be handed out to other people. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out. And last but certainly not least, it's G Fuel. G Fuel is an energy drink manufacturer that has been providing high-quality products to athletes, esports professionals, and others to maintain an active, healthy lifestyle. I don't know if I added healthy in there by accident. I don't know if G Fuel is healthy, but it certainly will make you active. And if you drink it, you'll run a mile. But I can't necessarily speak to its health quality. Nonetheless, I have mentioned them and fulfilled my duty as a commentator. I now must find the server. I do notice that A has a slightly larger roster overall than Random Force. I do wonder if perhaps, although that their core is familiar, has been for a long time, perhaps they're flipping around, making a lot of changes week to week. That could be an issue.
Dude, no, this roster is scary. Okay, just from an outsider, obviously, I know nothing. I'm from NA, but okay. All right, look, we have M, LaRue, Cleric. I recognize Azen. There's Deacon, Peter, Corey. Like I recognize all these guys from Nation Cups like 3 or 4 years ago. So they're still playing this game. That's scary, man. LaRue is absolutely a beast.
If Raid knows you, then you're pretty scary, all right? And Raid knows most of AE, so you would better watch out, Random Force.
Yeah, I've not been around for a while, obviously, but these guys are still playing. So
So what have you been up to, Raid? Why don't you fill us in on what's been happening in the meantime? Tell us about what Raid's doing now.
Oh man, just life, real life stuff.
Life.
Working and doing. I do lots of dueling first to sevens in real life now.
All right.
So yeah, a whole lot of that, and yeah, we don't really play too much Warband. Like I think like 2 weeks ago, I got on one of the public servers. It's not Palm anymore. Palm died apparently. I think it's
rest in peace.
Well, I'm not too mad about it. Palm was terrible. I've been banned from that server so many times.
Oh yeah. You get banned when you do well on that server.
Dude, I said good fight one time and I got banned. I'm sure you remember that. Anyways, yeah, I was drinking and I came home and I'm like, I'm gonna play Warband. So it was a terrible idea.
I didn't go well.
Well, everyone wants to kill Raid, right? Like, why does everyone hate me? What have I done?
So you won't Smurf?
Oh, dude, absolutely not. I would rather go like 0-14.
You went 0-14?
No, I was like pretty even, and that's the thing. I think I went like, I don't know, 6-4, 6-5.
All right.
Not too bad.
Respectable. You got to play some of the Warband matchmaking though, because that will mess you up. The standard of play on there is horrifying.
Yeah, dude, Tyrion was telling me about that. It's like a whole thing to where like they have MMR apparently. Like it's
yeah. Just everyone on it is so good right now because it's still just the hardcore competitive players. So you just go on and just realize how bad you are. Everything just hurts. Your hands get cold.
It matches you, like it puts you on a team.
It doesn't quite do that yet. I mean, there's not that many people playing just yet, so it wouldn't really make a difference anyway.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I don't think it does it just there, but it does give you a rating based on your results and stuff.
That's cool. I'm always really weird about playing with people who aren't BKS, so I mean maybe not, but yeah, I'm really happy for you guys.
They don't have a party system yet, but I'm sure they will soon. Anyway, well, let's get back to focusing on the match. So we do have the Kingdom of Swadia versus the Kingdom of Vegas here on field by the river. What do you think of that as a matchup? You sort of fancy one over the other. Typically, you think Vegas on the open map, but do you think Swadia could have a chance here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you asked if they have a chance, yeah, I think so. If it were me and you asked me, hey, what faction do you want to play on this map? Absolutely Vegas. 10 times out of 10. The Great Lances are good. Especially I like the Cavalry as well. The Swadia, they have the Great Lances, but that's a little bit different on 1,000 gold. So yeah, short answer is Vegas. I think have the advantage here, but it's not like the Swadians can't win. It's still a good match, but yeah, Vegas have the edge.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll just have to see. Maybe these teams can come up with some interesting strats for Swadia to balance it out.
There's definitely some places for them to kind of hold out. I mean, I think as Swadians on this kind of map, you're going to need some more free crossbows to reload, obviously. So probably either Ridge, Forest, or Ruins. We're probably going to see them working out of there.
So weird. I mean, firstly, we're actually going to run the map intro for this, so hit that deafening. Oh, we're live? Okay, we did have a false start there, as is so common in these tense, high-level games of Mountain Blade Warband. But we are now underway. Wonderful map intro. I didn't see it myself, but I'm sure it was brilliant. Better than mine ever were. And here we are into the game.
There was a clip texture. They had to reroll.
Oh, God. Nobody gets that reference, Raid.
Oh,
except like
sorry.
me and Black Tide. No, it's okay. I do need streamer status, though, if somebody could help us out with that. For the time being, I can see that we have, looks like 4 cav over on
5 on
Vegas side.
Swadia.
5 cav on Swadia? No. Oh, 5 cav on Swadia?
I see a Courser.
Oh, it's 5 cav on Swadia. Sorry, 3 cav on Vegas. We still don't have streamer status here. Somebody needs to help us out with this.
Yep.
And here we go. Okay, now we're underway. So we have a sort of modified rule set from what you might have seen if you only tune into matches which I commentate, which is that the flag now spawns after 40 seconds in the round, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. With the total round time being 3 minutes. So you have a very sort of early, very quick flag spawn, which lets the teams get right down to business. In terms of setups, it is 5 horsemen for the Swadian side, and just 3 for the Vegas. Do you think this is something which could help even the odds out? That extra cab boost? Do you think that could swing things for Swadia?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think this is the map where you want heavy crossbows because there's a lot of open spaces. So the cab is definitely something that they're going to use. And this is a good flag spawn for that. Lots of area for them to work.
Yeah,
if I was 80, I would just hold this ridge and keep overwatching the flag. What you want to do is just keep on tagging those horses.
Yeah, of course. Eventually, random's gonna have to push that flag, and when they do, that's when you can really pounce on with the cap, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the play here. If it were me, and I think what they should be doing is the longer they wait, the more shots they're gonna take. The horses are gonna get weaker and weaker. If there's a time to go, you need to go pretty quickly.
Yeah, at some point, one of these teams is gonna have to pounce on the flag. It looks like random are gonna start edging towards it very, very slowly. Menethil just wants to get onto that flag, but he's so cautious. In come Deacon and Gibby. They're not gonna let him raise it one inch before they stop him, or maybe 1 inch, but they immediately snatch it back. Okay, now the fight's starting to break out. Cab passing. Okay, the first kill goes to A. Then he brings down Thor. Peter taking that by headshot. But Fritz, that's a brilliant start for random actually. Oh, but there's a team kill, and it's very back and forth. A with a slight upper hand right now. 6 players to 5. Axel brings down Brian. Hard time's going on in the chaos of all this. Zoika being very overwhelmed on the flag. It does go down to a double kill from Gibby. Looks like A going to take this first round, and Raiden left unable to really help out there. Far away from the fight up on that bridge. He's going to perhaps maybe take down a horse, do what he can up on this ridge, but essentially his team has lost this round. And the day is AEs.
Yeah,
Drops.
I think the cab charge there from AE was just too strong. The approach, the infantry approach, was when they were the most vulnerable, but they had a lot of cab support to help screen. If the Vagars were going to fall on them, I think they needed to do it before they got to the flag and had a chance to really kind of set up and, you know, be ready.
Yeah, I also feel like they needed better use of those archers. I mean, Prince got a really nice shot early on Peter, but after that he got a team kill. Raiden wasn't able to get enough of shots off. They need to find a way of stringing out this fight so that they can sort of use the range advantage which they have.
I think the longer the fight goes, the better it is if you have the range advantage.
Yeah.
But if you hit a really decisive pitch battle like that, you know, you're gonna have the team that has the more infantry and cav. It's much more like a hammer and an anvil.
Yeah, exactly. And I think AE know that as well. They knew they needed to make that a fast engagement, and that's exactly what they sort of executed.
It was really decisive.
So great play for Apple's Europae. So far, so good, leading 1-0. That long-term cohesion really paying off for them. A great cav lineup here as well. I mean, the likes of Corey, Axel, Azen, Peter. I mean, Peter's an absolute prodigy right now. Currently top of the Warband matchmaking ELO rankings. Mitchell, less known for his cav play, but essentially a very good all-rounder there. And someone who can certainly cause some problems. Nelly with the great opening kill last round. Brilliant range player. Actually met one of his neighbors at Gamescom a couple of years back. And they came over to the Bannerlord booth. We gave them a little demo. They said, oh, my friend plays that game. I said, oh, really? They said, yeah, he plays it quite seriously, actually. You know, he's in a clan and everything. I said, oh, what's his name? He said, Nelly. I said, wow. You have a serious warbanding neighbor. Did that make any sense? Deacon goes down to the couch shots from Brian there, early doors. And random force. I mean, they look more coordinated this round, very close together, but having said that, low on health. Prince brings down Peter once again. Doing something of a nemesis. Mitchell, much of his horse, and struggling for health there. Right now, A starting to evaporate against the overwhelming random force that is presented against them. Brian picking up the double kill, and Gibby only able to snatch something back against the onslaught from Random there. And what happened differently in this round? Explain it to me.
That was excellent spear work by the infantry. It looked reminiscent of the WPL phalanx of days of old. No, the AE cap tried to push, and they did a pretty good job trying to get surrounds, but I think that was the opposite of the round before. The round before, there was all that cohesion. The surround was good, the strafing was good. Here, it was kind of one at a time. It was sloppy. And, you know, if you're losing with a lance against a spear, you're doing something pretty wrong. And that just happened over and over and over again. The horses got stopped, they got brought down, and I think that was pretty much just the deciding factor. They got stopped too much.
Yeah, Random Force able to sort of cluster closer together, and the Cav couldn't really get any clean passes through that. You know,
yeah,
massive
the infantry
spears.
they played together real tight, real well, and so the cohesion actually on the Random Potato side kind of shining through there.
Okay, so game on, 1-1, and I believe we're playing. Is it first to 3 on these sets? I'm not 100% sure about this. I do apologize.
Yeah, it is.
First to 3, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the first 2 format, I've got to say, because it means that someone can win. Because when you're deciding it by rounds overall, it means that someone can win sort of in the middle of a first 2, which doesn't really make sense to me. But nevertheless, that's what we're playing, and close game here.
Well, I mean, there's pros and cons either way.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fixed round format because then at least you just sort of know where you stand.
Yeah, but equally, if you say, for example, are going first to 5 and you fall 4 to 0, and then you have the chance to kind of come back after you figure out what they're doing.
But I mean, it's essentially just the same thing with a different number, though, isn't it? Really? I don't know.
I mean, inches, centimeters.
Let's not debate this right now.
Okay.
But inches are obviously far superior. Menethil raising the flag right now, and Apis Europae seem to want to push on with their infantry. Don't want to walk into a crossfire, I suspect. But they're going to need to make some sort of decision right now. As am I lagging out? No.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm lagging out.
No, you're not. It's the server.
Okay. That's bad news. Alright, so, unfortunately, somebody here has decided to cause a problem and attack the server we're playing on today. Hopefully we can
Hey,
find a
hey, if you're trash at Warband, at least you can still bring the server down. Am I right? I mean,
yeah, right, of course.
that's the only way you're gonna kill these guys. So
So we
good
don't
job.
know exactly uh, who's responsible, but they will pay with their blood, I assure you.
It's just funny, man. I'm sure it's somebody who can't play at a high level, so they want to bring everyone else down who does.
Oh yeah, I suspect so. Nevertheless, a good start to the game.
Yeah,
1-1, and
it was a lot closer than I was. I mean, and no, it's not a disrespectful thing to the random potatoes. Just me as an outsider, I know AE, so it's actually a compliment to them. It seems like they were hanging in there really well with a lot of these guys who are kind of the EU icons, at least again from an outside perspective. These guys are hanging in there and doing really well. That was a really close 2 rounds.
yeah, I mean, objectively, obviously, Abstract do have that sort of history, but at the same time, they do have a very a strong roster over on Random Potatoes. I mean, if you look at the sort of players they have over there, you know, the likes of Raiden, Relax, Brian, and Thor, who are sort of, I think they're twins. Um,
There's a
they're
lot
kind
of
of
twins
the
in Warbands, huh?
yeah,
There's
yeah,
like three
Brian
sets.
and Thor, yeah, yeah,
And
more
Deacon,
than three, yeah, Deacon and
Deacon,
Cleric,
and then me and Van.
yeah. It seems to be a good formula. I mean, it can really you know, cause a lot of threat, I guess. Do you
Well,
think?
it's like
Would you say that there's some kind of go on?
I actually I've thought about this before, and in whether it's twins or siblings or whatever else, if you're building a team or building a clan around it, it kind of it helps start that cohesion, right? Because you have two people who are playing, who have been playing together a long time, and then you kind of bring other people in, and they pick up on that and kind of play off of it, and then eventually, you know, all of the team is tight. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing that there's so many kind of siblings and twins and all that playing together. So it's really cool that Cleric is playing with his sister Deacon, and so.
Yeah, no, I think I do think it's an interesting thing to
Yeah.
see emerge. Um, I've even seen I think there has been father and son duos in the game before. I don't
Oh
know if they've
yeah,
been as successful, but
yeah, I used to play with peers all the time.
Piers being your dad.
Oh, uh, anyways, and I was actually it was pretty cool seeing the way the Vagers and Swatis were kind of exchanging rounds like that. I kind of expected the Vagers to have a little bit more of an edge than I was leading on about, but it was pretty well done by the Swatians.
Okay, so we are just gonna have to get this match back up and running. Currently don't have any information for you at the time being, but we'll provide that to you when it becomes available. I'm sure the admins are hard at work to get things going again.
To hunt that guy down. So this is a really good time, Lus, to ask you why I have not received my
Go on.
my Bannerlord beta key.
You didn't get it?
No, I've been checking my email every day, dude. Like, what's going on?
I sent it to your email. Was it cutegirl95@hotmail.com, right?
Yeah,
That's not
dude.
you.
Come on. Yeah. Oh no, it's at AOL.
Oh, sorry. No, I got it mixed up.
Jesus, come on, dude. Like, I expect it by tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'll just forward you in. I got a key gen. Made it myself.
How many times do you get asked for keys?
You mean like an hour?
Yeah.
Per hour? That's good, you know, 2 or 3.
Yeah, I try not to ask you, but for real, hook me up. Thanks.
Ever since Bannerlord went like Bannerlord's Steam page went public and people can see that like when we play the game at the office, I started getting a lot of friend requests on Steam, like far too many.
How terrible at Bannerlord are you compared to Warband?
Uh, mm, I don't know. I mean, there's not really like good enough people I can play against in Bannerlord yet. That's
Another
the
reason I
problem.
should come. Come on.
Well, I don't know. I'd say. I mean, you might get in the sort of top 10 in the office. I don't know. No, I'm sure we'll get you a key
That's
when
what's up.
the time's right. Once we roll out the secondary NA testing.
Second, you mean primary? Ouch. So what about the WPL overall? I mean, obviously we're going to be talking about this match when as we get it back up and they play, but um, what are your thoughts on the WPL overall, like how it's going right now?
I think it's great. I mean, I don't know enough about it because I've been extremely busy and I've been playing a whole lot of the Warband matchmaking in my free time as well. But I did check out some of the previous streams. I mean, the quality that they got going on these, apart from the commentators, obviously, currently on these streams is really it's outstanding. I mean, they've certainly topped my MBTV finally. I mean, it's been years, but eventually a channel has come along and really brought something better, I think, to the to the table. Um, as the WPL itself, I guess the real headline is the big prize pool, and it's over $10,000, right? Which is insane and brilliant. Um, but obviously, the tournament itself. Speaking to that, I think it's great that the game mode has come on a little bit. It's faster now. There's less waiting around, less kind of downtime, and it's I think more entertaining to play and watch. It seems to be going pretty well so far. My only one complaint is that I need someone who is bugging me day in day out to do stuff. Because when it's the other tournaments like the WNL or whatever else is going on, there's someone like Aaron when there who's like bugging me every day saying, do this, do that, can you help with this, can you do this, can you do this? And that's going to, mean that I'm offering more to the tournament. I'm actually able to sort of contribute more without, having to give it all of my time and effort to work out what is actually needed. So they need more people doing this kind of thing, I think, sort of being middlemen, grabbing other people, getting them involved, pushing things, promoting. But other than that, I think it seems to be run pretty well so far. Relatively, minimal drama, except for the, salty, bad DDoSers. And yeah, I mean, it seems to be going great. I like the idea of doing a combined NA EU tournament. If they can pull off this LAN, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but if they can, that would be amazing as well.
Yeah, when I heard about that part, I was really interested in playing. And honestly, like looking at how it's going now, I'm kind of regretful that we didn't make the push. I think we could have done it, but just looking at it from the production value and everything else, and you look at the prize pool and how much time people are putting in. Uh, my only example here is like, I'm watching Calamity and Defeating and all the Bladecast team. They, I kind of wish it was around longer, but I am definitely glad that it's here now. So.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Um, but could you get the Black Shields back together, you think? I mean, isn't Piers like living in like a ditch somewhere or something? I mean, how could you...
the Dark Shields?
Yeah, the Dark Shields.
Maybe. Well, yeah. I mean, I think we could, but it's just that's the thing. It's attrition. So when I look at AE, they have these guys that they had 3 years ago, whereas
Right.
with me now, I don't think the European guys care too much about the details, but it would be difficult. We could do it. It would be a little bit difficult. We have maybe 4 of the core or 5, but also everyone's really busy and we have things now that we didn't used to have to deal with. So. Yeah, it's possible, but that's for Bannerlord. I don't think we're gonna play Warbands, but that's for Bannerlord. And I won't ask you any questions about Bannerlord, but as far as mechanically, but I'm kind of interested. Obviously there's some momentum building here with the production value and I think the esports side of things. Do you think that's gonna carry over into Bannerlord, or do you think it's gonna kind of stall out? Do you think it's gonna improve?
Oh, I think it's going to get way better. I mean, it has to, right? I think any work that we put in now as well. I've always said this. I think any work that we put in now is just going to be worth like tenfold when Bannerlord comes as well. Every effort we make towards getting more professional, working hard on the community, working hard on these streams, all of the groundwork that we lay right now is going to be so valuable, giving us a great, boost, a good head start when we get into Bannerlord, where it's going to be much more players. Everything's going to be moving at a much faster pace. And you won't really have the time to be developing these kind of skills and getting the people in the scene who can run tournaments, who can organize people, who can lead clans. The more of that we have right now, the better position we'll be in to sort of capitalize on the sort of, the start of Bannerlord. Obviously, a lot of it comes down to the game as well, and us on the development side, we have a lot of responsibility. I'm doing my best to make sure that all works out, so I'm really hoping the community can take care of the rest, and with my help as well. That's how I see it, anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think you guys are. They did. Tailwords did a great job with Warband, so with the increased resources and money behind them for Bannerlord, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. But it seems like we are back up, and looks like the round is live.
Okay, are we on the same server?
You are not.
I shouldn't be saying what server it is. I don't know. Nobody's told me.
All right.
Okay. I'm on my way. So you're gonna have to commentate this for the time being.
Let's see here. It looks like the flag spawn is gonna fall pretty well in A's favor. They're rocking 5 cav. I see 2 infantry and 1 crossbow. Set up right underneath them in the small forest. Looks like they're going to sit comfortably on this, and it's going to be on random potatoes to push through some open space to try to take it. It's going to be really difficult against that swatty and heavy cav. But AE is kind of sitting off the flag. They also are not opening themselves up to being in the flat either. So they're both just kind of staring at each other. It's like Vietnam. They're all in the woods just hanging out staring at each other. Random potatoes are making the move across the flat over to the flag.
Alright, I'm in now.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like AE starting to raise the flag just for the start of here. But looks like great positions from Raiden and Prince looking onto this flag. Actually, I don't know how AE going to really deal with this. Prince moving in closer for a better shot there, but both of these archers are in really great shooting positions right now, and they're both of them really deadly.
Big team kill.
Yeah, not great there from Europae. And with these archers, they're going to start making an impact soon. You're not feeling it yet, but
the longer it goes, the worse it's going to get. Yep.
Eventually, it's going to start shooting things. AE though, perhaps they could win this before the archers can have the impact. They're just not getting their shots off right now, and for the time being, AE really with the advantage. And yeah, look at that. Those archers really not paying off just yet. Peter now going to start to move towards them, try and perhaps deal with those ranged players. I mean, still, it's 4 against 6, down to 3 for random. I think they might have had it. Yeah, Brian gets sandwiched there, and those archers just not able to get those shots off that they needed.
Yeah, Prince finally getting a kill, but those archers, they had plenty of time to work.
Yeah.
And I think the cav just got out-caved. And really, you kind of rely on your archers at that point to make some shots.
Yeah, get just 2 horses down, just swing the balance somehow.
Yeah, just kind of something. They need to kind of pay for their weight. As they're not out there helping in the cav-to-cav fight. Another classic team kill.
Was it because they were too far away, do you think, or they just weren't, on their game?
To be honest, I don't think they were too far away. It's either nerves or their ping seems to be okay. So, I mean, they're great archers, obviously, but I think they were just kind of missing their shots there. I think it kind of just comes down to that. They have to make their shots. Because if you think about it, in a cav versus cav fight, you're taking the cav off the field. That impact needs to be picked up somewhere. So if you're not landing shots or getting kills, now they hit the horses a few times, but I don't think it was really enough to justify having 2 guys on bows.
Yeah, I think you're right. I wonder if Raiden taking the Kurgit bow is a bit of a mistake there as well, because I feel like you really want to be hitting the strongbow with a map like this, at least.
Well, yeah, but no matter what bow you're shooting, you have to. The arrows have to hit. So.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting little bit of trivia about Prince there, the random player. A great player, a long time. Warband player, a veteran of the scene, winner of Nations Cups. The capital N in his name is for Dr. Neo Cortex from the Crash Bandicoot series. Brilliant set of games. I don't know if you've ever played them, but I highly recommend them. Obviously, he's a fan. You ever play Crash Bandicoot?
I did, and then I immediately put it down and took it off and broke the disc.
Not a fan?
No, it was pretty ridiculous.
Oh god.
I was busy playing Twisted Metal or something, I don't know, I was like 12.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, this is a much better start here for
There they go.
Prince. That's with the headshot. This is the kind of impact that you want your archers to have.
Yep.
Obviously the fight now though, taking place very quickly. Whether or not random can make this happen, but they're doing pretty good work on the ground right now. Once it does go down, after he gets a kill. And
A's cav has to start making an impact if they're going to win this round.
Yeah, I think so, because Gibby's now a lone imp on the flag, and you really don't want to be a lone imp on a map like this.
Peter just picked up the kill on the archer.
Down, yeah. Raiden under pressure as well. Not able to shoot right now. Axel with the double kill, and Europae starting to get a hold of this triple kill here for Axel right now. Rory does go down, and it's not over here for Random just yet. Low health on Azan. They could still turn this around. Raiden under a lot of pressure though. Axel just managed to deal with him. Azan brings down Relax, and I think this might clinch it for Apis Europae. Brian looking very, very lonely there, and this round win will mean that Apis Europae do take the first set will be over. They don't take the first set. I mean, they take more rounds in the first set. Let's say. Raiden does bring down Axel eventually, but Gibby's gonna raise that flag. Yeah, there you go. That sealed the deal. So that's the first set over. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the AE cab was just really, really durable there. You know, they were taking so much fire, and they hung in there. And actually, I think it was Peter was able to spin off and really put pressure on those archers and even pick up a kill. So yeah, that was the critical point. That
made all the difference, I think, when Prince went down. I mean, Raiden was kept busy for so long, such a long time in that round as well. He really wasn't able to have the impact that they'd have hoped. So it was a good work from AE, using that cav sort of number advantage to actually, function as, in multiple ways, closing down the archers, also dealing with the cav itself. So we're going to have a short break here as the team switch over, but I'm sure they'll be eager to get going fairly soon. In the meantime, we can consider perhaps that Apis Europae have taken a 3-1 advantage here as Swadia, and we were suspecting that they may have a bit of a disadvantage on this map, so is all hope lost for Random Force, or can they do the same?
Well, I mean, the real question here is, okay, so I'm assuming they're going to be running the same comps. It's just going to come down to the skill differential. If they're really as good and they run the same comp, thinking about it statistically, they should have the same results. So clearly, AE has shown that it can be done. So it is absolutely not beyond reach for the random potatoes.
Random potatoes, indeed. So we are going to have a bit of a switch right now. And I believe we're not live.
Well, the archers are shooting each other, so I would hope not.
No, we're not live. But interesting, we're going to have a few subs here. It looks like OGL, aka our glorious leader, is going to be coming in. Tommy perhaps going to sub in for Apis Europae as well. Over on the random side, Shingen probably going to come in. And possibly looks like Thor's going to make an appearance as well. I wonder if his twin Brian will be sharing the stage. Nice to see lots of activity over in Twitch chat. Do give us a shout, give us a question. We are going to be checking in, so do make sure you holler at us. You can also tweet me at Captain Lust anytime. Don't know if we have an official hashtag for the tournament, but I'm sure Raid. Do you get involved in all this kind of stuff? I know Black Shield has a Twitter. Can we follow you somewhere?
Oh yeah, dude. Hashtag BKS swag.
Hashtag BKS swag. Raid will find you. He smells that hashtag. It beams directly into his conscious.
Oh, every game we play, I just spam the chat until I get banned with that. So we have lots of followers.
Lots of followers. Brilliant. Twitter's all about followers. That's your score on Twitter. The more you have, the better you are as a human being, I think.
It's a direct correlation. It's correct.
Okay. Apis Europae.
So, what do you think motivates these subs? I mean, obviously they're moving to Vegas, so they're going to be using more archers. So they're bringing in range players. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's purely just personal specializations. I think that's exactly it. Our glorious leader, I know he normally plays as an archer. That's his primary class. He can play everything, and I've seen him play all classes. I know he worked a lot hard on that in his previous team, Castellan. But certainly, I expect to see him playing as an archer here. Tommy as well. I probably will be seeing him play archer too. Maybe even Lura as well. So they it could be rolling 3 archers. That's certainly what they're playing for the time being. In sort of the pre-game, we could say. Interesting to see that actually Random, although there's no guarantee that they're going to stick with this setup, they are playing with a 3 archer setup right now as well. I don't know if they're going to stick with that. I don't know if it'd be the best idea to do that as Swadia, but I wonder if they have enough cav that are competent. That could be one concern for them.
If I'm me, I'm hoping that they don't switch off that, because I think that's a pretty weak comp for this.
Yeah, I'd agree. I gotta say, I think we'll see Brian mount up and play cav, though I don't think we'll see him play archer. I've seen him training cav on warband matchmaking as well, so I suspect he'll be switching to horseman. Yeah.
AE is definitely rolling with 3 infantry using bows. It's very strange.
3 of us using posts.
They have shields and bows. I'm confused.
Oh god. It's called meta, my friend. It's actually not even meta. It's called gaming. Interestingly, in their drops, they haven't given OGL a scimitar, leaving him with the spiked club. I think they probably just realised that he's so incompetent in melee. It doesn't really matter anyway.
No.
Nah, he's a great guy. It's all fun and games. So is the 4 cav set up for random here? Ducking, just 1 less than Lapis Europae. I do wonder if that is because they lack the sort of specialists.
The players needed.
To pull off a 5 cav setup. Might just be they prefer the ranged. I mean, they have Prince and Raiden. They're both outstandingly strong ranged players.
That's a great comp if the flag spawns here right in front of you and you can get comfy. It's bad if you need to move.
That, but it spawned right in front of them, and so they got the luck on their side, so to speak.
They do have a cav with the crossbow as well.
Yeah, he just threw it away though. Got that 1 shot. They have more? Oh yeah, they have 1 more. It's like Thor's gonna hold on to that. Cautious about his approach. Looks like a small flag here from Azam. Doesn't go too well. Corey with the couch on Meneth, a brilliant pass by from Corey. Corey, one of my favourite players in the scene. Played with him many times in the UK Nations Cup team. Daru there with only kill on Thor. And so far, Absolute are doing pretty well, but they got low health on quite a few players here. And there's a kill for Brian, kill for Shingen. Still very, very close. Double kill now for Shingen and Random taking the advantage. Low health on some of these AE players as well. OGL. Ooh, let's get that kill on Brian. Oh! And another kill there from Tommy. Swing it round back for Apis Europae. It's 4 against 3. Now it's a 3-on-3. Tommy with a double kill. Just the 2 ranged players remain here for Random Force. OGL playing aggressively. He picked himself up a scimitar. Not gonna stick with that spike club. Wisely. The flag is higher for Random. That's going to force Apis Europae players onto the flag. LaRue supporting him with a lance. I don't know if that's the ideal choice there in melee. Yeah, no, I think Apis Europae there with that number advantage, able to use their extra archer to support with range, and that was just too much for Random Force to deal with.
Something AE did that the Random Potatoes didn't before was, well, at least that I saw, was they sent an archer over here to the ruins. I think it was Tommy. And they had that European crossfire going on, and I think it really made a big difference.
Yeah, interesting pick up there. I didn't quite see that myself, but yeah, clearly Tommy able to be effective in that round, picking up 3 kills actually. So
and those were just kills. Those weren't the stuns his arrows pushed into melee kills either.
The invisible kills.
The assists that archers get, they always bitch about. Yeah.
They happen. My little toy bow on Nord, stunning everyone, I promise. Alright, flag spawns over in the fake flag, the new flag that has been added in artificially. You like this flag? You like the change? Think the one behind the ruins is a bit too far away, do you think? You like this one, or you think it's...
I like the one behind the ruins a lot. I think this one is pretty ridiculous because the archers can camp the riverbank and run into the river for safety.
Ridiculous, says Raid. I agree with you. Absolutely absurd. Do you recognise the need for it though? I mean, when you have the one that's sort of behind the ruins, it's just a big running fest. It's too far away. Do you think that it slows the game down too much, or makes it too much?
No. You just got done talking about meta. It's meta. On this map, you need to be aware that you might need the mobility, and you can't just camp. So you need to have that cav edge. You need to be aware of more things. Yeah. I think that making people think and making them adapt like that is better than just saying run the same idea for every possible scenario.
There you have it. Raid says this flag sucks, but these teams have to fight for it nonetheless. Apis Europae leading once again, only by a whisker. Only kept their ranged players alive. But it's going to mean that OGL gets to start with a scimitar this round. He'll be happy about that. Oh, he'll be very, very happy about that indeed.
Random team's making a really strong push, but they're also really vulnerable. They're in the middle of a pretty big crossfire, starting by Cav.
Axel loses horse though, and keep going down. Able to dismount an enemy. LaRue picking up a kill, and AE finding some rhythm, I think, right now. LaRue seems pretty much unchallenged here, just shooting from the riverbank. no one really able to deal with him, and Random just don't have the sort of coordination to send people to different parts of this map right now, and they're just sort of not able to deal with the multiple threats that A sort of imposing on them. Corey with the double kill there. I think it was Brian going to remove Deacon's shield, but it's far too little, far too late. Raiden goes down there. It's just Brian left on that horse, and Apis Europae were all over them this round. Raiden, you tell us exactly what happened.
Well, what that reminded me of was watching random planes, and watching people run infantry on random planes. Like the random potatoes were moving across this open field, looking around, like huddling together like scared children, which, you can't do much else as infantry, like walking across an open space. But A just spread out. They got their archers in a 360-degree around and just started shooting in with cav circling and strafing. It's like there's no way you're going to win that.
Yeah,
so they just, I would like to play them on a random map a few times. Plains map.
I'm sure we can set up the exhibition match. Apis Europae versus Black Shields. 6v6?
5v5.
5v5. Whoa.
2v2.
2v2 random planes? No
Anyways, it was really well done by A. They played it really slow and well done.
Yeah, outstanding play. I mean, it just looked like the perfect warbanding machine, essentially. Like you said, the perfect surround with those archers. And really random force just didn't look like they had enough decisiveness or sort of coordination to really commit to one side or find a counter to what was happening to them. They were just getting...
They have these 4 players, even right now, they're running across this open field, and if they get caught by this cav, which looks like it's not going to happen, but it's just really dangerous, And I think that, this is the first and last time I'm going to mention it, but I think European players don't know how to play that well in open space.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some truth to that. I know that, because Americans have played it so hard, they certainly do have a good understanding of it. I know that sort of when AE went over to NA, they really had a hard time dealing with NA teams on those open maps because you've played them to death and you understand them better. I think a lot of the time. I certainly think that they should be going with 5 cav, and I think after losing 2 rounds like this, they should have made a commitment to change that up somehow. Even someone who perhaps not quite confident.
You have to adjust.
Yeah. And it's first to 3. You don't really have a lot of time. Like this is do or die for them now. The fight is actually now breaking out. They pick up a kill there with Shingen, and they could still do this. It's not certainly not out of reach. Raiden is now actually moving over to deal with the enemy archers, but I mean, look, Prince now and Raiden both caught up dealing with LaRue. They're not sort of helping the team as much as they need to be. And in the meantime, Apis Europae picking up kills. Azan there on Menethil, while Peter on Relax. Great sort of coordinated bumping, and even though some of those bumps, they're not actually getting off A. Missing the hits on the ground, getting a team kill. They're still going to win this round because they're just working as a better warband machine right now.
Yeah, the cohesion is just on point. They're playing together so well. They're playing off each other. And, a lot of the times they'll be going in, they'll be missing the kill themselves, but whoever's behind them gets it.
Oh, we got some bad news, boys. Well, this is highly disappointing. Okay, seems like things are stabilized here. But it looks like having some more server issues. I'd certainly think this...
If you were random potatoes, do you think that's grounds for them to dispute anything?
No, I think that's got to be that's got to be the AE round. I mean, obviously there's always a chance you can make that comeback, but
it was unlikely. I think it was like what, 2-5, and they've been getting hammered.
We knew what was happening. It didn't look like anything else could have gone down. So I mean, I think that should be AE's round.
Definitely frustrating if I were them, but yeah, I mean, I think common sense kind of dictates there.
Yeah, I mean they could dispute it, but I think if they do, AE will just win again anyway. So it's not really doesn't really seem worth it from their side to sort of be that team, be those guys who are like
And I mean they have another map, right? They're playing 2 maps.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's out of their hands.
It's round based though, so they got to win that 6-0 if they want to take that win.
Well, winning 6-0 is kind of like winning 2 versus 5, right? So the point is they still have a chance.
Yeah. Fair enough. Not sure exactly what we're doing here. I don't know if we're staying on the server or not. Keeping you updated.
So AE is rage quitting because they are winning?
I don't think so. I think they're probably just making some swaps. The ping seems to stabilize. I don't know if it's going to be sustained, but
it seemed to be like a spike.
Yeah,
Everything
let's see
feels
what's
better now.
happening. That DDoS protection kicking in. Great work, admins. I think so
Yeah,
we're gonna switch to Valoran, and is it a map you played competitively, or how familiar are you with Valoran?
yeah, I have a few times. Not as much as Field by the River, but I've definitely played it.
We actually have the creator of Valoran who is playing in the match. It's
Hasn't?
Azan, and it's a good map. You know, I like it. I think what it's very effective at being is sort of it's a very open closed map, if that makes sense. Like it's about as open as a closed map gets. You have sort
Yeah.
of very flat open spaces around a lot of the flags, and um, there's a lot of variety in the play, which is not always easy to achieve on a closed map. So I think that it's very effective in that sense. But there's certainly a closed map in every sense of the word, and you have a lot of infantry play going on, and great spots for sort of crossbows and archers as well. It's going to be Saranids and Nords that we see here, which is cool. I like that actually. I feel like Nords have an advantage, but Saranids could still make something happen.
Norse have an advantage on a closed map? What? So the thing about this map is, yeah, I like it because I think your description was pretty on point. I would call it somewhat of a mixed map, but equally, like, my frustration, which is well documented, is that even with it being a mixed map, there's still plenty of places to where people can kind of, what I would say is like bunker down. They don't really necessarily have to worry so much about a 360-degree arc ever. So you can kind of just put your back to a wall, put your back to a nook or whatever, and call it good. And whoever kind of gets a position first has a pretty big edge. So, but as far as maps go, I mean, I do like it. It does have its open features. As long as the middle kind of tends to allow some camping, but as long as you get away from that, I think it's okay.
Don't you think the flag kind of sort of negates that though? With the flag spawning, you
It,
can't really camp in any one particular place. You still have to move around. You have
that's
to
true.
reposition.
That's true. I mean, with the flag spawns, it does require a certain amount of moving, but the point is that if you get to that flag first, I think that on maps like this, you have a much bigger edge than even with like, Field by the River or maps like that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it still does depend on the flag as well. Like the one in the market, certainly I think you can really camp pretty heavily. But yeah,
And then you also have the Nord Serenade disparity here. I think with the mix and closed maps, seeing a lot of favor, and in the EU scene pretty much always, and now the NA scene more recently. So I think Serenades, at least in my experience and in my opinion, is that they're gonna struggle most of the time. I think where they shine is, for example, the last map we just played. But here, yeah, they have some archers, but their infantry is not gonna hang.
Well, the thing is with Saracen infantry, they do have those axes still. I mean, they obviously they lack the armor and they kind of maybe lack some stats, but I think with those axes against other factions, they can certainly hold their own. Against Vegas, against Rodox, they can really do a lot of damage, but up against Nords, yeah, I think they're gonna have a hard time. Definitely. I mean,
Even against Rodox, right? I mean, because they have real thick shields, and they do have the hammers they can pull out on occasion. So, I mean,
yeah, but
yeah,
Rodox
I'm not saying Serenades are trash. It's just I think on this map they are on the bottom end of who I would want to play.
Rodox got that weak armor though, like two hits with like a sound and axe on a Rodox, they're down. So I think they got decent trades in the melee at least.
That's fair.
We'll see though. I don't know what's going to happen for the time being. We do just need to uh, find out exactly where it's going to be taking place. I'm sure that someone's going to be helping us out with that very, very soon. Thank you to Calamity and to Deafening for helping with the stream tonight. Very helpful chaps. Great to have people coordinating, getting things arranged. I know it's a really hard job to do when you're trying to commentate at the same time, so it's really very helpful to have people, taking care of that for us. And I think great work to Calamity and Deafening and the rest of the team at Playcast TV in general, just for the stream they put together. I've mentioned it already, but really looking great. I like the kind of alpine mountain theme. I don't really know. I don't really know what the relevance is to Mountain Blade, but maybe it's Mountain Blade. Is that what they're going for? It looks more like an extreme sports snowboarding game kind of, but I still think it looks cool. Bits of snow moving around and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love the.
Company and Defeating are doing all the important work while Les and I are just fucking about, as Europeans say.
Yeah, exactly. Larking around.
That's right.
So how are things down in Tex?
Oh man, don't get me started. It's crazy over here. Stay away.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, dude, the US is a crazy place to be right now.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You got a new president on the way. I think that it could be fun for you guys, right?
Dude, we basically elected the persona of Raid. It's a terrible idea.
Well, we did the same when we elected the constitutional decision of Raid, which is Brexit.
That's terrible. Why would we do that? I mean, it's cool and it's a joke, but
Oh dear.
yeah, you know what? It'll be interesting. It looks like we do have a server.
Okay,
Yeah, if nothing else, it'll be interesting to watch.
That's from his ivory tower.
Yeah.
So you see, you're working right now. What do you put on a suit every day, wear a tie, get told you're a worthless piece of turd, and go home every day, or what's
Yeah,
the?
pretty much. That's
Okay.
pretty much how it goes. And then I say, well, I try to tell him I'm a big deal on the internet, and it doesn't work.
I once told a bouncer that I played in the Nations Cup.
Oh, I feel like that would motivate him more to kick your ass.
And I think he was just confused more than anything. He just didn't understand what I was saying.
You what, mate?
It was such a wild card.
Yeah. He's like, that's the first time I've heard that.
Are we live? Okay, so we're gonna hit that map intro for Valorant. Oh no, not live. Wait, hold on the map intro. Hold that map intro. Now hit it. Go. Valorant. And we're live. Brilliant map intro. Brilliant map made by AE's Azan. Are they playing him? Yes, they are.
I feel like he knows all the secret spots. He made the map. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's unfair advantage. Just like me when I play Sandy Bush and always win.
It's like having LaRue on your team. It's also unfair.
Yeah, LaRue. Playing against the solo ranger for Nausea, you think a smart choice, one ranger, or you think you always need to? Oh, Emma's fallen off the tower there. Oh.
That's not a smart choice, no.
What happens when a duelist tries to play battle?
No kick slashing here, sir.
No?
Favorable spawn for Ren and Potatoes.
Yeah, looks like they're holding that. Already raising that flag as well, so pressure on Europae. I think they're gonna go for the single push here, or no, they're gonna mix it up. Gonna try and send M round to the left and maybe push some cav round with him as well. Try and get the sandwich on here, but it's very, very difficult. No counter push from random right now, so the sandwich could have some effect. A just driving forward. They have to get to that flag at some point. Great work from the cav there. Peter moves in. He's got to put the spikes a little bit. He's going to dismount and just kind of get into the fight here. Not a bad trade, I think, especially with that quick. Not going to be too effective here. Trading even so far. Pivot piece. Bump kill from Axel. Can Europae do this? Double kill for Cleric Johnson right now. Team kills. I mean, it's all over the place, but I think Europae. Oh, I think they're certainly taking the lead here. Peter brings down Shingon. It's just right to the left, and he's doing his best, but brought down by Azan. Creator. God. Europae.
That was
perfect start, and they only need one round to win, I believe.
Well, yeah, that was one of the most favorable positions that I believe these potato characters could ask for. And they had a good setup. It's just they got grinded down by the Nords, and I think they just kind of got outplayed in the infantry scramble.
Yeah, I think. I know it's difficult to say. They switched up their setup a little bit. They're actually going to go for 5-imp now. We're going to go for that counter push. Not a bad idea, but difficult to pull off, I think, against
Nords.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work out. I mean, something like this, maybe like pushing on side, could have worked out, but now AE, they've really found their rhythm, and it's going to be hard to deal with them. Bright picks up a double kill, but Europae just looking too strong, I think. a kill from Prince. They're still in this. It's 4 versus 4. Random can make this work. Oh, another kill from Prince there. Prince has found a great spot. He's brilliant spot to go up onto that castle wall there.
Oh, good
He's
throw
brought
back.
down now by Axel. But great while it lasted. Peter now, which was in an awkward position. To the end, it's 2 versus 2. Random needed to stay in the game. A with a double kill though from Gibby. Menethil. The clutch moment. Kills
Good
the
kill
horse.
on
The
the
ritual
horse.
sacrifice. Oh, the jump chat from Peter. That's going to seal the deal. Abyss Europae take the win. 3 matches undefeated while Random Potatoes go 2 for 3. Unfortunate. 2 wins and 1 loss now for Random Potatoes in this league, and Abyss Europae, they're going to still do that. Are we going to continue? Do we carry on? How does this channel work? Do we play on or do we end this stream now? Do we... I mean, A have won. Do we watch the round difference rounds? I
These
don't know.
potatoes have something to prove. I think they're going to keep carrying on.
I mean, I know round difference does count for something. GG! We're carrying on, okay. That's alright, we can see this match out. Not like I need to sleep or anything.
I like to see I like to see how AE does on the Serenade side.
Yeah, me too, me too. We still have one more round. AE playing on the north side. Once again, Random able to get the flag earlier, but don't have much time to set up here. As actually no, Europae. Are they going through the tunnel? Where are they? No, they're not. They're a little bit slow to the action though, and Random are able to set up. Flag is now being raised here for Random, and it could be difficult for AE.
Well, it was difficult last time they pulled it off, so we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. They also have a gold advantage now as well. Obviously not too heavy, but give you into nice armor. Counter push here from Random. I like that. I like to see that kind of initiative, but I just don't see it working out right now because AE are just starting to consume their opponents right now. Prince able to get that headshot off on Peter, as he has done already in this game once before. And Prince had Deacon as well. Nice shooting there from Prince, and good work from Random overall here. 3 versus 3. Prince on full health, everyone else fairly substantially injured.
Keep in mind, this run was a 6v8. LaRue disconnected, and Azan was team killed before anything started.
Difficult. You do have a sub. Looks like Tommy's going to be coming in. But we still have a round on our hands here. 3 versus 3. 50 seconds remain on the clock. Prince just kiting and kiting and kiting. Brilliant shot there on Axel.
Serenade Cav doing a real good job screening for that archer.
Finally, Prince has got up in melee. Gibby though able to bring down Relax and... Oh! Yeah, looks like AE take it. Yeah.
Win that. I think it was 5 to 8, 6 to 8.
Yeah. Well, so if you count the team kill, I mean, the team kill was their fault, I suppose, in a sense.
Their fault, but still, before anything had happened, so, I mean...
Yeah, those 6 remaining players, they climbed that mountain. Okay. We are going to be seeing AE now play as the Saronids, while Random Potatoes switch to the Nords. Obviously now the match is decided, so tension eased. Seems to be playing a little bit more aggressive, I think. A little bit more relaxed. Put out too hard. You've been in situations like this before. You've played rounds where it just comes down to the round difference. What's the difference in your mentality when you're playing and it's no longer for points? I mean, do you relax? Do you switch off? Do you fight every round like it's?
Well, I mean, it's extremely it's extremely rare that we play in these kind of situations because most of the time we're playing first 2, so it's rare that it's like, oh, this doesn't matter. But on the very rare occasion that we do, no, like I've told everybody, hey, this result is still getting reported, and I would much rather it be close. Like we're not like about to get blown out, but yeah, I mean, you're playing for pride.
Yeah, it's interesting because like I don't have a problem with the first 2 system. I think, but what you have here is you have a kind of a strange combination of first 2 and kind of most rounds winning. So you have like first 2 within each set. But it's still overall rounds that count. I think that's what kind of I think doesn't really gel that well particularly.
Yeah, I mean it's trying to merge 2 things that don't really necessarily work.
Yeah. But you know, maybe we'll see it. Maybe we'll see it get changed. Maybe not. It's still a very competitive game. A little bit of banter in the chat. A bit of banter in the chat. Good like to see everyone keep it clean and respectful. I know these teams, or certainly certain members of these teams, they have well, they certainly have some history,
Yeah, and
and you know,
I think that
emotions
kind
can
of
run high.
I think that motivates you to kind of play better. To be honest, I mean, it's one thing to win a warband match. It's another thing to beat people who you don't necessarily like. So sometimes that's a good motivating factor.
Yeah, I think it depends what kind of personality you have as well. I mean, some people find it spurs them on. Some people maybe can't deal with the pressure. I think certainly the top players, though, they're the ones who thrive in those high pressure situations. I think that's something which, you know, without kind of bigging you up too much, I think it's something which the Black Shields always did pretty well. Those big, you know, moments when it came down to it, they could handle it. Where I think some of the other teams really struggled. I certainly maybe want to cite the Leonidas duel in the which duel tournament was that?
I don't remember the name of the dual tournament, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I still, you know, once a month at least, I get up that the rap track, the diss track.
The GK diss.
Yeah.
It's so good. And that guy just disappeared too.
Who was it? What was his
Parliament.
name? Parliament with a 3.
That's
He'll be
right.
waiting patiently. Oh my god.
Calm down, Marshall.
It's my guilty pleasure. Yeah, it seems like we're not live right now. I don't believe. I do want to point out that you can follow Bladecast on Twitter and you can subscribe to them on YouTube. There are links below the stream on Twitch. They're not on the stream visually itself, but they should be. I think it's, what is it, at Bladecast _ but it's something like that. Let's give it.
Description.
It's in the description, but I mean, maybe you're watching an embedded stream, you know.
Yeah, true.
Let's try and help the people. Okay, Bladecast _ TV. You go follow them on Twitter. Give them a follow. They've only got 80 followers right now. They deserve a lot more. Because, you know, they're a great bunch of cats. You know, if by some miracle they invite me back, then I hope to see them, you know, above that 100 mark at least. Do check out the Warband matchmaking client as well. I want to give that a big shout out. I spoke to Grimsight today, you know, speaking to him about how we can support him, maybe as a company, maybe me personally, and obviously want to support his efforts with that Warband matchmaking that's going on there. I'm playing a lot myself, having a lot of fun, and I know you all are too. Certainly seeing a lot of these players tonight. They've been playing on there, using it to warm up, using it to practice for their big matches. It's a great tool for that, really, for competitive players, because you know, you play on those public servers, you play on IG Battlegrounds, you have a great time, you know everyone, it's like, you know, the bar and cheers where everyone knows your name, but you're not really getting that competitive experience, whereas, you know, the matchmaking can really offer you that, so definitely something you should be checking out into the competitive game.
I do think it's really good, although, you know, to kind of, I guess, provide opposing view here, in a small community, do you think that that's going to fragment if you take these competitive players and move them to different servers? And do you think that's going to kill out public servers?
I think it will damage the public servers. I mean, there's no really getting around it. It's just unfortunate because that will potentially reduce the kind of you know, inflow that you get to the scene. It's gonna kind of it's gonna be harder for sort of new players to break into. But at the same time, you're also like you're raising one barrier, but you're lowering another, because you're giving new players an opportunity to play competitive without joining a clan, without going through that whole process, or you know, whatever that involves, going on forums. They can now just try out a competitive game, just like they would in Counter-Strike. So I think it's a good thing overall. I think overall it lowers the barrier to entry, and as long as the public servers don't get too underpopulated, then it's really just going to be a great thing for the scene overall, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Good spawn here for random potatoes. Flag spawn right in their spawn, so.
Yeah, it's
That's
interesting how that works in Valorant. Radical different approach. Wow, some unpleasant stuff in chat there. Oh, looks like we're having some connection issues here. And that's going to be the end of, well, that round at least. Well, it's unfortunate. But, you know, big names, big men like Raid and myself, we tend to attract a certain amount of attention.
Also,
everyone has their own way of expressing that.
Also, you know, AE and the Random Potatoes, they obviously pretty high profile themselves, and you have these guys at Bladecast covering this, and it's good because it gives these teams a lot of coverage and publicity, but equally, you know, it just takes one guy out there who is kind of a punk ass bitch and just wants to ruin it for everybody. So
Yeah, indeed. Nonetheless, just gonna be waiting for word on what we're doing on the stream here. Okay, I think we're gonna use this opportunity to end the stream because, you know, your time is valuable as the viewer, and I want to thank all of you watching there to, you know, for sort of bearing with us throughout the stream. Obviously, you know, it's a pain for us and a pain for you when it goes a little bit bad, but we still got to see some great warband tonight, and I think we had we all had a really good time. Wouldn't you agree, Raid?
yeah, it was really cool, and I'm happy I got to see these guys play. The play itself is really interesting to watch, and also it's cool to see all these guys play who I haven't seen in a little while. So yeah, definitely a good time, and always fun to just stream over here with these guys at Bladecast and hang out with you. So
Yeah, it's cool. A real joy. So I want to I do want to take another moment to thank the sponsors. So thanks once again to Jest Servers, the ancient and glorious hoster. I'm gonna mix up the order a little bit there. Thanks to Kingdom of Swadia, a brilliant old historic clan in the scene. Thanks to G Fuel, provider of high quality products to athletes, esports professionals, and others to maintain an active lifestyle. You'd be drinking that. I'm actually off caffeine myself, and I gotta say I'm not looking back. But if you like your caffeine and whatever else they put in G Fuel, then G Fuel's gonna give it to you, and you can get on that. Thanks to Logitech and SteelSeries. You know, these are the kind of big sponsors that we want to bring to the scene, and we thank them for paying attention to Mountain Blade Warband and when Bannerlord is the kind of world-conquering, all-dominating force that it is. We'll remember you little guys and how you looked out for us when we were just small fry. So thanks, SteelSeries and Logitech. I hope you beat Razer and, you know, whoever else to a pulp. Thanks to Calradian Servers and, you know, obviously to Tailworld Entertainment, the finest game developer in the world. Thanks last but not least to Mark Mods. I've spoken to Mark myself in the past. A great chap and a great supporter of competitive Mountain Blade Warband, which is what we all love.
you know what,
We're
man?
gonna have a little interview here.
As far as the advertisements go, the short amount of time that BKS had a server, we went with Jest, and we had a perfect experience. The server never had any kind of lag. We never had any kind of issues. I think I had to go to him. It was pretty late at night, and had some kind of problem. And yeah, we got it fixed right then. So I just wanted to mention that we've gone through them as well, and it was really useful. And we would go through them again if we had to host a server.
Wow, that's a Raid endorsement, and that means a goddamn guarantee. So if you want a reliable server, then you listen to Raid, and you get you down to Jest Servers, and you buy one of them things. Alright? Okay. I think we have a little interview here. Hello, Deacon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. And, well, slightly awkward ending to that match, and, you know, bit of a shame.
Yeah, it sucks.
But not to dwell on that. Random Force. They think they generated a low number today with their randomizer and didn't quite hit so high against your big 6-6 with AE. Are you getting my metaphor here? What's going on? Why was it so easy?
I don't think it was that easy. I mean, all the rounds were super close. I think it probably could have gone either way, to be honest. They're a good side, but I don't know. Our Cav was playing really well. To be honest, I think actually, funnily, I think the matchmaking's helped us quite a lot. It's got people like communicating a bit better, which has been good.
Been sweating on the WBMM?
Yeah, some people are hitting it harder than others. Pete.
Yeah, I've been hitting it pretty hard myself, but after a good run today, it all went downhill. Nevertheless, I've seen a lot of the random players on WBMM as well. Do you think there's a difference there? You think maybe AE focusing on sort of playing as a team more, stacking up? Do you think that's what's making a difference, or you just think you've been working harder on it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't like comment on their practice, obviously. I just think a problem we'd be having recently, especially in the WMT, was probably like we just weren't communicating properly, really.
Right.
Which is funny after 4 years of playing with each other, but like sometimes just people stop speaking, and there's different combinations of people work differently. But it's got everyone, because obviously you're obliged to speak with people who don't know. You kind of communicate more in the matchmaking. So I think that's actually been quite good.
All right, that's cool. Another endorsement for the WBMM. I mentioned it on the stream a couple of times tonight. Just that people get down to the WBMMs and give it a try. How's the WPL been going for you so far? Anyway, what do you think of the tournament in general? Give us some broad thoughts on the WPL. How it's being admin, how it's going. What's your experience as a team in it? What's your hopes? What's your thinking?
You may not have noticed the staff captain. That's why I'm actually an admin.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, well, I did know that, but I forgot it. But
that's because I don't do anything, mate.
Other than your incompetent, backseat armchair adminship, how do you think that your colleagues?
It's really good. I think like Gibby and Aris, they're so ambitious, and they work so hard, and it reminds me of like me 4 years ago when I kind of had like more of a drive, and you didn't just kind of get people to do everything for you. But they particularly like Aris's like ambition's so impressive. Like maybe it didn't pan out with the $10,000 like dollars or whatever, but trying to do it, I think is so great.
It didn't pan out. I've been quoting that on the stream. Tell me what's happened there.
I'm not sure on the details. It's not the full 10,000 now, I don't think. But whatever. I mean, it's cool. Like the tournament's like really well run. To be fair, like everything about it, like the graphics, it's just awesome. Really, it's great. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've been showering praise on the Blade stream as well, looking really high quality. Finally overcoming MBTV, I think.
Yeah, and which overcame the best Warband battle stream.
Well, I was involved in the Warband battle stream back in the day.
Yeah.
Create an overlay. And my fingers have been in many pies over the years. The one thing I've been lamenting about the adminship of WPL is the lack of Aranwen to just like bug me and harass me to do things, or be very helpful and useful.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah,
because but without like someone like that involved, it's just so much harder and so much more effort for me to know what to do and how to help. So I tend to be more disconnected, which I think is a shame, because there's things I can offer. I mean, I'm just basically, my complaint is rooted in my own laziness, really. But I would like to have someone who could make up for that, and that is a legitimate role. I mean, I'm a busy lad. Anyway,
I think going forward anyway into the tournament, I imagine I think Random definitely I think they're as good as, I know it didn't look like it today, but they're definitely as good as us. They've been bodying us in training matches before. Like we sometimes beat them, they sometimes beat us. But I mean, definitely don't count them out. But I have a feeling, I haven't got any evidence of this at the moment, but I think Europe's going to dunk on NA pretty hard in the knockout stages.
Right. Raid, any response to that?
No.
I just think the NA, WK still pretty good, but their inf isn't as good as it used to be, and I think that we'll stick them in a bin, to be honest.
You what, mate?
So we're gonna stick you in a bin.
We'll see about that.
What's a bin?
No, we will do to protect you this time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys definitely have a lot of good players, and I was impressed by the play today. Who do you think's gonna win on the EU side?
At the moment, it's definitely a toss-up between us and Random. I think either of us could win it, to be honest.
Not Geese Pack.
Geese Pack are good. They've definitely got. I think I'd say they have more. Them and Wonwoki and IR actually definitely have upset potential with the other two. But you couldn't call them favourites by any means. I don't think. Those two are definitely favourites, and then those other three kind of just underneath them.
I have some more questions. So It seems like there was a little bit of back and forth between you and Random at the end. Is that something that was just like a joke, or is there actually something there?
Most of us get along fine. I think Pete and a few of their players can be a bit prickly, so that was serious, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't
Pete's a
care.
young lad.
I like them all. They're all pretty sound with me. But there's definitely some dislike between some of the players. Yeah.
I think with Pete, he's a young lad. He invests a lot into the game. He's a hard worker. Yeah, emotions get caught up. That's pretty normal.
He's a cheeky monkey who insults everyone, is what you mean.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
okay. It's okay. It works out sometimes. So the what about how do you guys feel about playing open planes ever?
Yeah. I reckon we got better cav than most of the NA teams these days. I reckon we'll dumpster them on it, to be honest.
Would you put BKS in a bin on open planes?
Well, it depends if you plan on coming back, are you?
It's a yes or no question.
Yeah, I think we would. Yeah.
You would put us in a bin?
Oh yeah, because you won't wear helmets and you won't give your archers shields, so you know.
Yeah, well, it's just 30 less arrows to shoot, but no, good job today, man. And
cheers, man.
actually, watching you guys on Field by the River is pretty cool. You guys I haven't mentioned to us when you were playing, the way that your cav and your archers were working together. It reminded me of open planes kind of play. You guys had a real good understanding of space, and you played off each other really well. So
Thank you. Truthfully, though, I remember when we played Random Planes in UNAC 1 with GA, I think we lost to everyone. I think we got bodied by Rebels. Like,
who does that? Who loses to Rebels?
oh, we just get dominated by everyone. We tried playing like 8 pikemen and shit like that because we were just desperate. Like,
Ray mentioned, I think, before the game, certainly when we were sort of discussing about the two teams, what the strengths and weaknesses might be, Ray was at least suggesting that Random Force, because they're a team which is kind of, I guess, an amalgam of like different clans together that have sort of come together recently. Do you think they lack the same cohesion that A do? You think that was a deciding factor in today's game?
to be honest, I don't think A's cohesion's ever been that good. I think we've had like partnerships which have worked well, but I don't think it's actually our cohesion. I think it's been a big sticking point for us, our cohesion. To be honest, we've always just got quite high skilled players just fighting, so I don't think that's like the big difference. To be honest.
That's crazy, man. Because watching from the outside, it seems like you guys played together quite well. I understand that you may feel that from the inside, but at least watching from the outside, I mean, the small things. Obviously, Les is calling everything as it goes. You can't call everything, but I'm watching guys like we'll make strafing runs and we'll make moves to where they don't get the kill, but the guy behind them, who they know is behind them, will get the kill. They're setting each other up, and it's all those things that all of you know that when you're playing, whether it's Warbin or anything else. The small things that you can't say over TeamSpeak because there's not enough time, right? You guys are all doing that really well. So, yeah, I think you guys have great cohesion.
Thank you.
I think maybe the fact that you sort of are so critical of yourselves and you can see all the problems is maybe a testament to how cohesive you are.
To be fair, they do fucking suck. They're not as good as the Dark Shields.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. We do have to take breaks these days. Like we skip that other tournament, but we try and come back. And if we come back, then we got to try hard.
All right. I want to get back to the tournament a second and just kind of look to the next weeks. How is the system working? So you're not picking is it like a generated fixture system? How does it work at the moment?
I think you should ask a real admin.
You don't know.
There is a pick.
As a player and admin, you have no idea. There's a pick?
Yes, there's a pick, mate.
Okay, well the pick is a great system, so I think that's cool. That's good then. I'm looking forward to seeing.
I think we got randomised with random.
Who you get?
Well, not randomised, but we got them automatically. But we can't play next week, presumably.
Yeah, so you'll probably pick up a different team. Anyone you're sort of afraid of facing? Anyone you're particularly concerned about, or what do you
random
think?
are the big threat, but definitely I think Goosebat, Wonwaki, and Irish Rebel. Irish Rebels. If they can get over that kind of psychological hump, there's no reason that team can't win stuff. To be honest, they've got a devastating roster at the moment.
Yeah, I think they have a really brilliant roster. I've always thought about them. Like Attila, I think, is a player who can just bring fireworks. I love him as a player. I love Farunian. I think he's a great player.
New Cav as well now, which was probably their sticking point in the last tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can get over that psychological hurdle a bit, then they're definitely a threat.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing them. Hopefully pick something. I mean, they're a team which has done upsets in the past. I remember they brought down Kuro in a tournament before. I know they have you know, done things, but not really, perhaps enough, not really
not in
hit
the
that top
important
level.
matches. That's the problem. Like they might do it in the regular season, but they just seem to fall short in the knockout stages, which is
It's very hard though, because I mean, how can you sort of train for those big matches? You've got a team like AE who have played so many of those big matches right now. How can you even play enough of those big matches to sort of get good enough at them to win them? You know what I mean? Like, they're sort of always going to be behind, don't you feel?
I don't, because they've been in a lot of semi-finals and finals and quarterfinals these days, so they're pretty experienced. I think I don't know what it is they're lacking a bit. I think maybe they're lacking like leaders and like talkative people to like get them through when it's going a bit shit.
Yeah, it's interesting, I suppose, because I mean, quality-wise, you could say they're no worse than like a team maybe like Renegades.
Yeah,
but they
I
lack
think
someone like
on paper
Nobuzuki
they're
maybe.
probably better than Renegades was
Yeah.
the second Renegades. I just think I think a lot of these teams and a lot of new teams that are really good for a bit or like go through phases is they don't have like not leaders but like talkative people. Like when it's going crap, when you're losing 2-3 training matches a week, they don't have the people who are there like, yeah, whatever, just laugh it off or just continue playing and keep trying. They
Yeah.
kind of get heads down, give up kind of stuff, and it's hard to get that, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. I think we're gonna sort of slowly wrap up the interview. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Do you have any sort of final thoughts? Anything you really want to get off your chest, tell the world before we shut it down?
Well, not really. I used to say like bombastic bait statements, but instead I'll just thanks for streaming. It's really nice. Battle stream's absolutely lovely. Playcast even, not battle stream. Made that up.
Battle
better.
stream
Wow.
and the Dark Shields.
Complimenting myself from 4 years ago. Like, no, yeah, the streams are beautiful. Great to have Raid and yourself commentating. Hope you're not damaging too many people's brains in MMA, Raid.
Yeah, you're welcome. And not too much now.
But yeah, thanks anyway.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Take care.
Smell you later.
Yeah, good job today, man.
I think we've mentioned the sponsors. I don't know if there's anyone else we need to thank or anyone that we need to particularly shout out to. I just want to say follow me at Twitter, on Twitter at Captain Lust. Follow the Black Shield. They're on Twitter somewhere. Get involved. Follow Blake. Sorry?
I just want to say we do have a stream tonight at 9 EST, WK versus Failed Rats. So pay attention to that, I suppose. And yeah, please follow Lust on Twitter.
Yes. The voice you heard there was Calamity, mastermind behind this stream, an all-round wonderful human being. So thank him and be sure to find him on Twitter and follow him as well. Thanks to Defeating Flood for the wonderful camera work you saw tonight. Who made the map intros? I want to thank them because I love the map intros.
Dukin.
Brilliant work, Dukin. Love seeing the map intros and I want to see more of them. Other than that, I think, is that everything?
Yep, that should be it.
Thank you ever so much to my co-caster, Raid. Been a pleasure as always. We thought we were doing a round table tonight, and one day I hope to confront him on a table of round or oval shape, and he can dunk me as much as he likes, and we can talk NA and round times and all kinds of things. But for the time being, you stay classy. Mountain Blade Warband competitive community. Cheerio.